Alright guys, I wanted to showcase to you one of Shark's latest products. This is the Shark TurboBlade Cool Heat. So this builds upon the popularity of their former product, the TurboBlade Fan Tower, but they have now upped their game with this product, which adds a heater component. So this is a 2-in-1 tower fan and heater. So this is perfect in the fall when the days are still hot but the nights are cold. You can use the same product. So that's the big draw of this product. I'm going to show you what it comes with, how to use it, and how it works. Everything that you need does come in the box. You will have to assemble it real quick, but it literally takes less than 5 minutes. It's just a matter of connecting all the pieces and turning it into place to lock it in. So you will first install the base, click it into the base plate, give it a turn, lock that into place. And then you will attach this main column here, click it into the round base, and then turn it again to click it into place. And then you just have to attach these two blades here, which is just a matter of clicking them into place as well. All right, so let's turn this thing on, see what it can do. Now, it does have an LED display here that is touchscreen, so you can manually just touch the screen to turn it on and control it. But it does come with this remote control. You're probably gonna be using this mostly because it does have access to all the features that you can use. It also has an LED display right on the remote control itself, so you'll be able to see exactly what's going on right from the controller. Not to mention, it has a super cool ability to magnetically attach to the back there. That way it's harder to get lost. All right, so let's turn this thing on, and as you can see, the LED lights both on the unit itself and the remote show us blue. That means we're in fan mode. Now you're gonna have 10 levels to choose from, anywhere from 1 all the way up to 10. So if you just wanna set a generic speed, you can do that, but you do have 3 other modes to choose from, one of those being the sleep mode, and that's gonna dim the lights so that they're not as bright and helps you fall asleep. And then you can switch it over to turbo mode, which is indicated by an arrow on the LED screen. And that's basically a turbo boost mode. So it's gonna shoot out super powerful air. Next mode is natural breeze mode. And this is where it's gonna kind of go up and down to mimic the natural flow of a breeze. And then click it once again and you'll be back to the regular fan mode where you set the levels. Now, of course, the big draw with this product is the ability to configure the blades in all sorts of different ways. So as you can see, they're both facing forward at the moment, but of course you can turn this one up, turn this one down. You can turn both of them down and up. You can even turn this from horizontal to vertical and everything in between. So you're gonna have the ability to hit multiple parts of the room and configure this the way you need it. And then on top of all that, of course, you are gonna have the ability to oscillate it. So you have a choice between 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and 180. You can even actually set the angle to stay in a permanent place. So for example, it's facing straight forward right now, but you can use these arrows on the remote. So that way, once you have it in place, you can just use this to turn the fan without moving the entire thing. All right, so that's the cooling fan mode. Now let's switch it over to the heater mode. And that is as simple as, again, turning that switch at the top here over to heating. And now you'll see the LED lights have turned to red, both on the remote and the unit. Now, heater mode is meant to just be more of an ambient room temperature type setting, so it's not gonna shoot out these blades, but rather just through the heating element right here in the middle. With that said, you can adjust the angle of it just by moving this switch up and down or left and right. Now, in heating mode, the default mode is thermostat mode, so that's where you are able to set and forget the temperature. So it's gonna heat it up all the way up to that temperature. And when the room temperature cools down, it's gonna, of course, turn itself back on to heat up to that temperature. And you can set the temperature from 60 degrees all the way up to 90 degrees. But you do have access to 2 other modes, which is comfort and focus. And you can really think of these two as 2 continuous modes, either low or high. So comfort mode is gonna be your low continuous mode, and focus is gonna be your high temperature continuous. And this does come with a safety feature, so if the room temperature gets up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, it will turn itself off. It's also gonna turn itself off if there has been no activity for 8 hours straight. All right, speaking of the hours, there also is a timer setting. So you can choose from 1, 2, 4, or 8 hours. You can set that, and then it'll turn itself off after it reaches that amount of time. And lastly, in the back, there is a dust filter. So this kind of acts as a pseudo air purifier in that it does clean up the air a bit as it sucks it in. All right, guys, so that was the Shark TurboBlade Cool Heat. So if you're needing one product to do all your cooling and heating and be able to reach the room in all sorts of various different ways, this might be the right product for you, so definitely check it out today.